Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. How we doing? We all good? We had a brilliant week last week. Brilliant. Over 500 quid profit for those that are interested. Not bad, not bad. Back on business tomorrow in the Champions League. We've got the last games of the group stages. Before I get into them, you know what to do. Like the video, subscribe if you would. Nearly at 50 subscribers now, so, just do me the favour. Just subscribe. You may as well. Not going to go through every game. Some of these groups are already wrapped up. I'll go through that in a second. I've picked out seven of what I think are the games that are worth looking at. I'm probably only going to be really looking into about 3 or 4 of them as far as the bet goes, but I think we've got the majority of the good ones here. So I've left out Group B, so Arsenal at the top of that on 12, PSV second on 8, Lens on 5, Sevilla on 2. That's done and dusted. Group A, B, C, D, E, what is it? Group E, so Atletico Madrid top that at 11, Lazio are on 10, Feyenoord 6, Celtic 1, and then Group G is with Man City, so City are on 15, Red Bull Leipzig are on 9, Young Boys on 4, and Red Star Belgrade on 1. I've picked games out of the rest of them. So the first one I've got here, just a quick one, Copenhagen v Galatasaray. Both of these got 1 win, 2 losses, 2 draws in the Champions League this season. 2-2 last time out. Galatasaray are unbeaten in the last 4. 6 out of the last 7 games have seen 3 or more goals, and both teams have scored in 5 of the last 7 matches for them as well. Either team just needs anything out of this, I'd say. I wouldn't even say any of them needs to win. I can't see Man United beaten by Munich. I can't. If Copenhagen can hold out for a draw, they'll top it on the goals. Like I said, this is very dependent on what happens in the United game. If Man United win, one of these teams will have to win. Be interesting to see what happens with that. I'm not so sure what I'm going to be going for. 2 tricky teams, very tricky teams to pick. Yeah, I'm not so brave picking that one. Yeah, we'll see what happens. And the next one, as you guessed, is Man United versus Bayern Munich. Man United 1 win, 1 draw, 3 losses. Bayern Munich 4 wins and 1 loss. For the last 5 United games, have seen 3 or more goals. Same for Bayern Munich, 7 out of their last 9. Man United have scored the first goal in 6 of the last 8, and Bayern have scored the first goal in 7 of their last 9. Bayern Munich have won the last 3 matches against Man United. They're unbeaten in the last 4. Both teams have scored in 5 of the last 6 games. Man U need a win, nothing less. I can't see it happening, but you just never know with this team. They do tend to play better against good teams. Nonetheless, Bayern Munich have just been fucking embarrassed in the Bundesliga the other day. I wouldn't be surprised to see them just put a full team out just to prove a point here. I've got a few more stats for this one. So Bayern have actually only lost 2 games out of the last 12 meetings. Well, they've only had 12 meetings. They've only been beat twice by United. Both teams have scored in 10 of the 12. Another one here, there's only been, 3 teams here. So Mönchengladbach, Freiburg and Copenhagen twice. They're the only teams who have actually stopped Harry Kane from scoring this season. Yeah, I'm definitely looking at that. Man U have only won 1 of the last 8 games in the Champions League as well, which is fucking poor. Bayern Munich have conceded goals in both their away games in the Champions League, so that's something to keep an eye out. I am definitely looking at Harry Kane to score in this game. No doubt about it. If not to score, I'll definitely be taking Harry Kane to have 2 or more shots on target. I'll see what the odds are on that. Bayern Munich to win. Both teams to score, maybe. Fancy United for a goal? I think they could get one. Then again, I thought they were going to get one against Bournemouth. Maybe hang fire on both teams to score. Bayern Munich to win, Kane 2 or more shots on target, or Harry Kane to score any time. Absolute solid picks there, solid looks for that one. Let me know what you think. Game number 3 is another quick one. So Inter Milan versus Sociedad. So Inter Milan unbeaten in what? Is that 13? Yeah, no losses for Inter Milan in the last 13 games. Sociedad unbeaten in the last 7. Two very good teams. Very good teams. Inter Milan have scored the first goal 8 of the last 10. Sociedad 5 of the last 7. Another stat that popped out to me here is the under 10.5 corners. So 9 of the last 10 for Inter have seen under 10.5. 5 of the last 6 for Sociedad have seen under 10.5 corners as well. It was a 1-1 draw last time these played. Look, a draw will be enough for Sociedad here. Like, they don't need to win this game. Neither do Inter Milan, to be fair. Like, they're both at 11 points. Then you've got Salzburg at 4, Benfica at 1. They're both through. Is it just who wants the top space more? Like I said, if Sociedad draw, they'll go ahead anyway. We've took Sociedad in every game they've played this season. I don't think they've let us down. Well, they haven't. Do we just take them again? I think I said in the last video, didn't I? Like, there's no reason to bet against this team. I imagine Inter Milan are going to be the favourites here at home. I'd be looking at Real Sociedad to win or draw. Nice and easy. Game number 4 is Dortmund v PSG. This is a decent one. So Dortmund 3 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss. PSG 2 wins, 2 draws, 1 loss. PSG are unbeaten in the last 5. 8 of the last 10 have seen 3 or more. They've scored the first goal in 9 of the last 10, and they've won the first half 8 of the last 10 games. Dortmund haven't won the last 3. No wins in the last 3. No clean sheet in the last 6. Both teams have scored in the 5 of the last 6 games. PSG will be desperate for a win. So desperate for a win here. Dortmund are safe. Dortmund are already safe. They've got nothing to worry about here. As you know, they've got a really good home record as well, Dortmund. I've got to admit, I have slept on this team quite a bit. Well, not quite a bit, throughout the entirety of the group stages. These have been, well, they haven't been unbelievable, but considering this was the dodgiest group out of the lot, Dortmund have looked the most solid team out of them. Depending on what happens in the Newcastle game, PSG might only just need a draw. And looking at their away form as well, that may be just all that they're going to get out of it. If I'm thinking about it, I don't know. Dortmund at home, like, PSG got gifted that point against Newcastle last time out, and like, they weren't going to win that game. They were getting beat, so I can't take PSG to win, even though they need it. They really need it. They'll be well up for it. Rough. This is a rough game to pick. Really tough one. Maybe just look at the over. I think the over 2.5 goals is so safe in this one, as safe as it gets. Next one, game number 5, Newcastle v AC Milan. 1 win, 2 draws, 2 losses for Newcastle, and the exact same for Milan. This was 0-0 last time. Absolute stinker. Both of these teams will be hoping that PSG lose, or at least draw, so either of these can get a win. AC Milan, no clean sheet in the last 3. 5 out of the last 6 have seen 3 or more. Both teams have scored in 5 of the last 6 as well. Newcastle have looked crap in the Premier League lately, but I think that's just the away form. Said previously, they don't like travelling. That's pretty simple, and both teams will be after the 3 points here. AC Milan haven't won a game away from home in the Champions League so far, whereas Newcastle have won their last 3 home games, all competitions. The 5 goals Newcastle have scored in the Champions League so far, 4 of them have been at St James's Park. AC Milan haven't even scored a goal away from home in the Champions League. And as a matter of fact, they've only scored 3 goals in the tournament as well. So I think the solace here for Newcastle is that it's a home game, and AC Milan are quite shit away from home, aren't they? Evidently. Will they win it? I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure. They've got to give them home fans something, especially after that result on the weekend. Newcastle to win or draw is the only way I could look at this one. I'm not sure what the odds are going to be. Maybe look at the under 2.5 goals. I can see this one being boring as fuck. Yeah, let me know what you think. Actually, another thing I picked out here, Newcastle are only averaging 9 shots. That's not even on target, that's just 9 shots a game. There's only Sevilla and Celtic who have had fewer. And, Sevilla's on 2 points, Celtic's on 1 point. That's quite worrying. They've also conceded an average of 7 corners per match as well, which is fucking insane if you think about it. Under 9.5 shots for Newcastle. AC Milan over 5.5 corners. That looks solid. You should get really good odds on that over 5.5 corners for AC Milan. That's just a small little punt to think about. I'd maybe look at the under 2.5 or Newcastle to win or draw. Simple. Next one, Porto and Shakhtar. So both of these teams, 3 wins, 2 draws. Shakhtar, no losses in the last 4. They've won 3 in a row. No goals conceded in the last 4 as well. Fantastic. Scored the first goal in 8 of the last 9, and 4 of the last 5 have actually seen under 2.5 goals. Porto, on the other hand, their last 6 games have seen 3 or more. Excuse me. Scored the first goal in 4 of the last 5. 7 of the last 9 Porto games have seen 5 or more cards, whereas 6 of the last 7 Shakhtar games have seen under 5 cards. Tough. They just counted each other out. It's clutch time for these two, isn't it, really? I mean, what is it? Barcelona are at the top on 12, Porto are on 9, Shakhtar on 9, Antwerp on 0. A draw will be enough for Porto here. A draw will be enough. They have got the home advantage. Shakhtar have looked good, man. Like, I don't think you can sleep on this team. Oh, I'm not so confident betting this one. There's a load of stats there. Do with them as you please. I'm not so sure what I'm going for. And I've got one more here, but like I said, yeah, Group B is pretty much done. PSV would have to get absolutely battered by Arsenal, and then Lens would have to win by like 4 or more goals. Can't see that happening. Group C is done. Braga would have to beat Napoli by 4 or more goals to go through, I think. You'd have to check the goal difference. Group E done. Group G is done. So, yeah, last game here, I've just got a couple more here. This Napoli and Braga game, it's really, really standing out to me. I don't think Braga are going to win. I don't even think they're going to go through. I think Napoli are definitely safe, but as far as a bet goes, there's definitely value somewhere in this. Napoli have only kept 1 clean sheet in the Champions League. Braga have scored in 4 of the last 5 games in the Champions League as well. I don't think Napoli have had a win at home all tournaments. Both of them have actually got a negative goal difference as well in the group stages. Some goal scorers, Alvaro Giallo, is that how you say it? I think that's how you say it. He's got 2 goals in the Champions League. Look, the attacking focus will definitely be on Napoli in this one, but I wouldn't sleep on Braga. Fucking what's his name, Bruma, the Portuguese lad, he's quality, and he's averaging over a shot on target every game. He's got 2 goals himself. If you're looking at a bet builder here, I'd say Bruma for a shot on target. I actually checked it before. You get plus money for that. Napoli averaging just over 2 cards a game, whereas Braga are just under 2 cards. Napoli are actually averaging about 4.5 shots on target per match as well in the Champions League. That's something to look at. Little bet builder for this one, or something to keep in mind. Food for thought. Both teams to score. Napoli to have 4 or more corners, and Napoli to have the most cards. Decent odds for that, surely. Decent odds. I'm not sure what it is, but I will be posting it on Twitter. Go and have a look. at Paulie Sports. That's all of them. That's all of them. As I previously mentioned, we had a fantastic week. I can only imagine it's going to continue purely because we know what we're doing over here, don't we? We know what we're doing. Thanks for watching. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Like the video if you would. Subscribe if you would. I said, let's get to 50. Come on, nearly at 50. 50 subs before Christmas. So I can get that done. Yeah, let's go get some more cash in it. Let's get some cash. I will post me bets on Twitter tomorrow. Make sure you check that out. Yeah, I appreciate you stopping by. Appreciate you watching. Say that yeah, sorry. I thought I'd missed the game out there. I hadn't. I was just looking at the same one. Yeah, I'll see you in a bit. Let's get some cash. Enjoy the football. Take it easy. Take care of yourself. Take care of one another. I'll see you later.